All right. So yeah. So I get off the phone with the realtor, and I would say like in a matter of a couple days, um, let's say a week. Let's say a week. She calls me. She's like, "Hey, Dennis, DJ Dennis, whatever you want to call me. Um, I think I found a place." And I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Wow, that was pretty fast." She was like, "Yeah, do you think you can come see it?" I was like, "Nah." I said, "But I do have somebody who could probably come take a look at it for me." She's like, "I really think this is it." She was like, I went in there, and then the spirit just told me like this is their house. So I just started praying. And, I just once again just was like, wow, just thinking about my original prayer, just, about me asking God to send me a godly person to help me find a place. So like just hearing her talk just really gave me a lot of comfort in knowing that this is going in the right direction. Right. And so, she's shown me, she's like, I'm like, could you call me on FaceTime and just give me like a little quick tour? But honestly, I don't care. I mean, it didn't really matter to me. Anything to get me out of this shelter. It could have been a shack. I mean, obviously, I didn't want to live in a shack, but that was just the desperation I had to get out of the shelter. So, I mean, I was like, yeah, I'll take a look at it. But if you think this is it, then I mean, sure. So then, she puts on FaceTime and I can feel it myself. I'm like, wow, this really is. I think this might be the house. And she's like, okay, so let's put in the application. Now, at the time of the application, my credit was still in the process of getting fixed. Um, and so I remember in the beginning, I kept getting denied for all these places because my credit score was in like the 500s, right? And she's just like, I told her, I was just like, right now it's at this score, but I am working on it getting fixed and da 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 da. Now, this was April, beginning of April. My credit score was in the 500s, right? And I'm telling her this. So I'm like, man, now is this going to be a block? Like, there, I'm not going to be able to get the place. And she's like, don't worry about it. Like, let's just keep in prayer, and we'll figure things out. Let me talk to the broker and the landlord. I mean, the owner. Yeah. So she comes back. She's like, hey, just fill out the application, and we're gonna see if they even ask for it. She's like, being that the rent is gonna be paid in full for a year, who knows? They might not even ask. So she comes back. She's like, well, they just want to see a screenshot of um your credit score, and I was just like, okay. When I went to go take a look at my credit score to give them a screenshot, it had jumped up to the 600s. So I was like, oh wow. I said, wait a second, it's actually in the 600s. So she was just like, well, that might even be better. She was like I said, I don't really think that they're looking at it, but that's good to know. So anyway, you know, we end up, filling out the application. Long story short, it gets approved. Cool. So now we have the approval, and like, now I'm trying to submit all the paperwork to the benefits people, the housing manager and the shelter. And this project, New York City, is this process, I mean, is terrible. I mean, I almost lost the spot because of how long this process takes. And they think, oh, just because, you're giving a landlord a month's rent, that, basically a free rent, that they should just deal with the stress of filling out this paperwork. This process is stressful. Like, God bless the landlord. And this is what I mean by like everything is just godly divined. And I want people to truly pay attention. Everything about this whole situation was godly divine, because like the paperwork was stressful, not just for me, but for the homeowners. And then they had just purchased this house, so there was a lot of information that they needed to give that they didn't have, and it was just a lot. And whereas I felt like so many other landlords would have been like, "Hey, yo, this ain't worth it. This ain't worth it. Let's just cancel this." They were patient. They were patient, and I know people are going to say, "Of course they're going to be patient. They're getting a free year worth of rent guaranteed." Not everybody's thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could have easily said, "Yeah, forget you," and this house could have been rented a month later, if not, earlier. Like, They truly could have just said this is too much, but they didn't. They held out. They were patient. They sent back every request, every denial, everything that they had to fix, whatever it was. They did it, no problem. And I think I was more scared. I had more fear of them saying like, I can't do this no more. And every single time they came back with some kind of, oh, we need this and oh, we need that. I'm like, could y'all just come to me with everything so that you know it can get done? So here I am getting discouraged, and I'm just like, bro, it's always something. And now, the lease was supposed to start May 1st. So I'm a very proactive person. I already got my kids registered in school. I already got the light turned on, the gas turned on, the water turned on, like so much things. Here we are approaching May 1st. I'm like, what's going on? Like May 1st is around the corner. When are we gonna buy these tickets? When are we gonna head to, to Houston? Like whatever, the lease is signed, like what's going on? The landlord is texting me, the realtor is texting me, like, do you know when you're moving? Like it's about to be the first. Delays, 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 delays. And here I am just like, right? Finally, it's like I would say now we're in the first week of May, still no sign of when we're moving. Nothing. I'm talking about, oh, we're waiting on this to get approved, and now we're just waiting for the checks. Now we're just this. That. It's just always something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, do I pack? Do I not pack? Like, what do I do? I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to pack and then have to keep going into bags and stuff. It's a very stressful time. Long story short, because this process was a very long story. It's like New York got to do better with this process, but um I start like pushing buttons. I'm like, nah, this is too much now. Like it's like I think April 15th. I mean May 15th. Now we in the middle of I'm losing a whole half a month worth of free rent, right? But still like my water on all these bills is going on. And I'm like, what is going on now? Once again, everything happens for a reason. Because keep in mind, I don't have a vehicle, right? So when things are happening, you're not thinking, why could this be happening until you get to the point of, oh, this is why this happened. So finally, 15th coming, I'm pushing buttons. I'm like, nah, like talking to this director, this person, calling so many numbers. Finally, they're like, we got the checks. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's book these flights. That was pulling teeth. Finally got the flight books. We're finally flying out the 17th. Now, before that same week, my job sets up a meeting with me and it's just like, hey, we can't do this anymore. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, isn't this perfect timing? Because I'm moving anyway, right? So it's like, it's perfect timing because I'm, once again, godly divine. They hit me up with the, I can't do this no more. And I'm like, cool. It's fine. It's working out. Everything is working out because I am moving to Texas. And so they're happy for me. We're going through all the process to get rid of that, and I mean to move, and yeah, we end up heading to Houston. Now, the day that we head to Houston, um, I need a car. Remember, 2 weeks ago I checked my credit; it was in the 600s. I now am like, I need a car. So we got there the 17th. On the 18th, I went to the dealership to get a car. When I went to the dealership to get a car, my credit score had just increased to a 705. You can't tell me God ain't real. And then it just hit me. That was the reason for the delays. The reason for the delay was my credit score needed to reach a certain amount so that when I went to purchase that car, I would have no problems and no issues. So I went and was able to purchase my brand new 2024 Kia Telluride. So within that short period of time, I just moved to Houston. Beautiful, beautiful brand new home. I think I'm the second occupant in this home. They just built this home 2 years ago. Brand new car with 0 miles, 2024 Kia Telluride. I'm talking about life is sweet. I'm happy. My kids are happy. They blessed us with $2,000 to be able to fill the spot with furniture and get all the things that we need. I had savings from working. I'm talking about things were great. Things were great. Yeah.